Hey gamers, if you have an eye for what makes a good robot, then you ought to check out Widget's Workshop. Let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, players have 3 workshops that they can work out of, and they'll be building different robots and golems by picking up pieces out of the center. The game starts with somebody throwing all of the pieces, dropping them down into the center of the table, and that's going to make a messy pile of face up, face down, kind of just all mishmashed together. On a player's turn, they will use one finger to take a card out of the pile. They can take one face up card, or they can take 2 face down cards, although they will have to throw one back into the pile face up. They don't get to keep both. So maybe on my turn, early turn, I'm just going to go for some face down ones because I'm not really sure what I'm working on yet. So I'll take this and I'll take that. Anything that moves while I'm going will stay in the new position that it's in. And once I touch a piece, I can't decide, oh, you know what, actually I want this other piece instead. If I've touched it, I'm taking it. Then if I had taken the face down ones, I would look at these and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go with this torso, and then I would just toss the other one back somewhere into the pile. Again, players can work on up to 3 at a time, so if I took another torso on my next turn, I would be able to just start another one. I can also throw pieces out if I want to replace them because maybe I found a better match, or, you know, I just picked the wrong piece. I touched one I thought was something that it wasn't. Once a player has 5 pieces, they will immediately score what they were building, and they'll score based on 3 different attributes. They'll score for elements, they will score for their archetypes, and they will score for their material. There are 4 different elements, 2 archetypes, and 2 materials. If players have 4 of a kind, they will score 5 points. If players have 5 of a kind, they will score 10 points for each category respectively. But if they have anything less than that, they will not score any points for that category. So maybe I've collected all 5 of my parts here. So I have 5 fire elements, so that's going to be 10 points. I have, it looks like 3 strength though, which isn't enough because then I have 2 speed, and then I have 3 organic and 2 mechanical, so that's not going to be any points. So I'm going to have just 10 points for the fire element on that. So I can stack up all of my pieces here. And that will not only show me my full little robot guy that I made here, give him a little name, and then I'll also now take that stack and put it in the respective score pile, so that would go on my 10-point stack there. Players will continue until a certain number of constructs are made based on the player count, and they can also choose for a shorter or longer game, again, depending on the player count. And then after somebody has completed their final construct, everybody else will get 3 extra turns, and the player who ended it will get 5 bonus points, and then at the end of it, whoever has the most points wins. I thought this game was super cute. I liked dropping the pieces and making a mess. I've played other drop games, and some of those have really little pieces that can get lost or bounce around a little bit. This was just some cards, so they might slide a little bit, but it was a little bit less of a mess than some of the other games that I've played, which I liked. I also really liked the transparent cards. I liked forming my little robots and giving them a name when it all comes together. It's really, really cute. I think overall the game works pretty well. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing a little bit, where you're just kind of always looking at the pile and saying like, oh, I think I need that one over there, or like I don't see what I need, so I'm gonna have to go for some face down ones. So that's definitely interesting. I have played it with people who could actually really easily see the pieces, even if they were face down, they could tell, oh, that's the piece that I need. So I thought that that was kind of an interesting thing too, because if some people are just a little bit more visual than others, they might be able to tell what things are even if they can't see them, and then they might get a little bit of an edge on other players. But I think overall, people are going to be pushing things around as they're sliding their cards out and trying to find the perfect things. There's definitely strategy in trying to just get a couple of constructs made really quickly so that you might only get like 5 or 10 points on them. But then if you're ending the game, maybe you'll be able to, outpace somebody who only made 1 construct. So there's definitely some give and take with that, a little bit of strategy. It's definitely a light game. It's definitely really approachable for a wide age range, wide skill range, which I like. And like I said, I think it's just really, really cute. And so that's the number one, my favorite thing about it. But if this sounds up your alley, then you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today to decide if this one's for you.